Are you unsure about maybe what squat technique is right for you? Many of you know squats are really beneficial, but maybe they hurt your hips, your knees, or your back even. Squatting is a fantastic exercise. It is a challenging movement though, so I'm gonna give you my favorite squat exercise and why I think everyone should be doing the goblet squat. My name's Dr. Antonio with Loud Chiropractic and Coaching here in Lafayette, Colorado. And today we're reviewing my favorite movement. The goblet squat is probably the one exercise next to maybe kettlebell snatches or something like that that I do consistently. Why? Because it's easy and because it's highly beneficial. It hits so many different parts of my body in one just movement. I can cover a lot of ground. So the goblet squat is simply just me holding a weight out in front of my chest and going through the squat motion. I do not care about depth. Obviously, if you're trying to go really heavy and you're only going a little ways down, we want to address that. But if depth is one of the things that makes you unbalanced or maybe is more challenging for your knees, your low back, that's something we want to check. That is not the intention right now. But in doing so, what's really beneficial about the goblet squat is when I hold the weight out in front of me, I have shifted my center of mass slightly forward. So that really forces my abdominal wall and my back, which we do want to strengthen our back to help for longevity and reducing chances of injury. It really helps target those areas in by just holding the weight. And it's much different than any other form of squatting, like front squats or back squats. And you can feel a huge stimulus by not having to load it up all that high. Now, one preface that I will give is you need to understand what squat stance is right for you. If you don't know, feel free to go to our YouTube channel. We have an extensive video that talks about squat stance. Search Live Loud on YouTube, and we'll link this as well for you guys. But if you're not sure, it is very helpful to understand what squat stance is right for you, okay? Don't feel like you're pigeonholed into doing a squat just one particular way. Feel free to find a width and a toe angle that works right for you. But back to the goblet squat. So I'm gonna hold that weight underneath me here. Now, in holding the weight, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here. I'm trying to stay underneath of it. So when I go down and I start to squat, I don't want to be folding forward. That weight's going to be pulling me forward. As I go down, I want to make sure I'm staying underneath the weight. See how my arms slightly pivot forward, right? I want to make sure I stay under that weight so it's not pulling me forward. So you'll feel a little bit of a shift underneath here where essentially my forearm is staying vertical, okay? Then, next cue, right? That's number one. Next cue is I want you opening as you go down. I want you to think about spreading your hips apart so that your torso can hopefully sit in between. So from a side view, I'm trying to sit in between my legs. Again, we're working on depth. We're working on coordination. Don't go fast. Don't worry about going super deep, okay? That's number two, okay? And then number three, what I want you to think about is just tensioning the abdomen or your torso. And this is more so when you're popping out of the bottom. So I'm gonna be underneath the weight, I'm gonna make space, and then right before I come up, I'm gonna give a little grunt or a little stiffening to help pop me up, okay? So it's gonna look all together like this. I'll bring the weight up, I'm stiff underneath, I got my ideal squat stance. I'm gonna make space right before I come up. Okay, another rep. Right? I take a sniff of air before I go down. Okay? You can structure this into your workout a lot of different ways, but the goblet squat, I feel, is one of the things that everyone should be doing. It helps you mobilize your joints. It helps you get stronger in a number of different areas. Add it in, ask questions, reach out to your trainer, your coach, and see if this might be a good or the right exercise for you. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, live loud.